Hi, hello and welcome to Reluctant Mongoose, my space on the internet designed to help keep me accountable for being creative and hopefully inspire you to be creative too. My name is Lil and today I'm filming on Thursday. This video needs to be ready for Sunday. I've been in a bit of a creative rut. I've been struggling to wrap my head around the ideas of what I want to do next because I have a whole list of ideas of things that I want to do. But none of them have been grabbing me. So what I'm going to do is a bit of a creative reset for me, and that's when I do that, like, you have to find it easier to sort of restrict one of the things that you're doing. So a lot of people will say, oh, I'll just create in one colour, or I will pick a prompt from a jar, or we'll do this. No, what I'm going to do is get my colouring books out, basically, which is, some people love colouring books, some people don't. It's, you know, entirely up to you. I have 4 colouring books currently untouched. I think I will get to 2 of them in this video, because what I want to do is colour a page in 1 minute, a page in 10 minutes and a page in 100 minutes. So we're going to need a variety of different levels for that. So I've got Joanna Basford's Small Victories, which I thought would be good for the 10 minute colouring page. I've got Tales from the Witch's Cottage by Hanna Karlzon, which I thought would be good for 100 minutes, because there's some gorgeous pages in there, but they're not massively high detailed if you don't want them to be. I do also have a couple of books by Kirby Rosan's. I absolutely love the illustrations in these books, but these are going to be much more than, they're probably closer to 100 hours than 100 minutes, some of these, and I really want to be proud of. I mean, I want to do the illustrations in these justice. I mean, they're absolutely gorgeous, some of these. So I don't think I'll be getting to any of these in today's video. I think what we'll do is we'll do a warm-up page in Creative Paula's book. With Creative Paula's book, I want to use a different medium on every single page if I can. So I think I'll be getting some acrylic paints out for that. And then we'll do that in a minute, because we can do that in a minute. We'll do a 10-minute page in Joanna Basford's Small Victories, because they're smaller pages, and I should be able to manage, if not a whole page, then at least one of the smaller illustrations in it. And then we'll do a 100-minute page from Tales from the Witch's Cottage. And that's enough of me rambling, so let's get on with it.
Hello, and advance warning, I am recording this voiceover on Sunday morning, and there are people outside mowing their lawns. So there will be mower sounds in the background off and on, just because I can't be bothered to get up and close the window, to be honest. I got all my paints ready, and now we're going to go and see exactly how quickly a minute passes when you're trying to get a page coloured. I thought I was being really smart by getting the paints out to do this, and having everything prepped in advance. We're about to see just how quickly that minute goes. Got the umbrella sort of done. I'm on the teddy's head. I've got his bow done. And before we know it, I mean, we're on countdown to 5 seconds already. And it's not done. It's not done in a minute. I was really disappointed with myself, and I carried on until I finished the page. It's not a page I'm proud of. It's messy as a very messy thing. Yeah, it was a massive fail. Massive fail. I don't know what else to say, to be honest. It's taken, I think it took another 8.5, 9 minutes to finish this page. And what are we going to do? Yeah, I was despairing a little bit. What am I going to do if I've got a page to do in 1 minute, 10 minutes? I was determined to get a page done in 1 minute. So I thought, okay, kids materials, crayons. I've not done a crayon page in Paula's book yet, so let's try crayons instead. And I very, very helpfully put the timer off screen. I think it was off screen for the recording of this, because I wanted to have it close to where I could see it, and I'd forgotten where the framing was. I was in such a tizzy with having failed that first page, that all the other bits went out the window. But as you can see here, I am moving a lot more quickly and being a lot less meticulous, and I do get colour on a lot more of this page than I got on the previous page in the time allotted. I may well go back and neaten it up. I'm not sure. That was a minute and it was done. I just realised I've overcut on that. So now we're moving on to 10 minutes. I got all of my pencils out and pre-sharpened them before starting the timer for this page, because I knew with a bit more detail it was going to take me a bit longer. And I always thought that pencils would be a longer medium to use. So when I did the how many pages can you colour in an hour challenge, I steered clear of coloured pencils because I didn't want to be taking absolutely hours. But for this smaller detailed stuff, it actually worked quite well. I've gone over on the illustration with quite a light touch, but I have managed to get colour on the whole page. Not a fantastic amount of colour, not a great level of depth, but that is what we can do in 10 minutes. Now we're moving on to the 100-minute challenge, and I went back and forth on which illustrations to do in this book, because some of these are gorgeous, but I didn't think an hour would be long enough. Sorry, 100 minutes would be long enough. So those vials I thought would be great, but I'd have to figure out how to do glass. I really wanted to do these bugs. Those bugs were gorgeous. I thought with a galaxy behind them, they're kind of like star bugs. I kind of went on a whole tangent with those. Then I decided I'd do these flowers, and then I thought, hang on, they're not sunflowers, they're more like seed heads. And I thought I'd get paralysed with deciding what colours to use for them. So I had another flick through and ultimately decided on doing this one. So none of the first few pages were what I, didn't pick those, no. I probably spent more time pontificating about which pages to pick to colour in than I did actually colouring to start with, which again is part of that whole decision paralysis. When you've got so much in front of you and so many options for what you could do, and your brain's just not really focusing very well on anything, it almost becomes too much of a decision. So you kind of, I know I flip-flop between different things, but we went and decided to do this wand because it's a simple page and I could fill the background creatively if I wanted to, or I could just fill it with a solid colour if I wanted to. Far in the pages I've coloured, which aren't that many, to be honest, since I started picking up the creativity again, I've not done a whole lot of adult colouring. I used to do quite a lot in some sweary books that my sister bought me, and that was kind of just it's more just filling in shapes. But these ones with the backgrounds, they allow you to get more creative, and I've steered clear of doing any kind of background on these so far because I've always felt like it's been really intimidating. But I've watched enough. I've just got distracted by. So in this Hanna Karlzon book, I'm going to switch back in a minute. I noticed that wet medium is not the way to go. I used my Derwent Inktense pencils on this, and the page it didn't pill quite so much as just look like it was pilling. So note to self and note to anyone else who's got this book, probably not best for wet medium. Certainly not your Derwent Inktense pencils, because it was weird. The pigment kind of sunk into tiny little holes, well, pinholes on the page. It didn't seep through to the page behind it so much, but it didn't look great either. So I do end up covering that up. I can't remember what I was talking about before I was talking about that. Mind, let's just put on some YouTube and carry on with what we were doing. So we've got Susie Neverland at the moment. She'll keep me company for about, I think that was about a 25-30 minute video, so she keeps me company for a little while. I'll tell you what, you should, if you want to see a really neat, tidy, well kept studio, you should go and watch those two videos. I don't know how she keeps everything so neat and tidy and organised. My studio, I call it the craft cave because it's a bit dull and gloomy and it's got stuff piled up all the walls. It's like it's organised chaos, there is an organisation structure to it, but it is chaos. Let me know if you want to see that. I mean, I'm more than welcome, more than happy to share it eventually. But yeah, no, Susie is organised on a whole other level, and I completely admire her for it. She also mentions that she does stilt walking, so campaign to get Susie Neverland to stilt walk in a video. Please join me, because that's what I'm doing. Susie, we want you to stilt walk in a video. Okay, back to my video. I decided to get my pastels out for the background. I actually have had this set of pastels since my uni days. I really like working with them. I haven't done anything majorly detailed with them for years and years and years and years and years. And I'm just getting back into using them, as you can probably tell, because I was very hesitant with my first strokes, but I really like how this background came out from using them. I think adding that to what I'd already got on the page, I don't think I would have managed it with coloured pencils because of how soft and the pigment on pastels is just so easy to smush and blend together. Smush being a technical term, obviously. Yeah, I really like how it just added more depth to the page overall. Then obviously we went in with my Enme acrylic markers. Oh, once you've finished watching a video, please leave a comment. Hype if you can. I'm not big enough to hype, but the small creators that you do watch can be hyped. Do hype them if you can. If you haven't used all three of them. And do remember to leave comments and interact with your small creators, because it helps with video channel visibility. There I was. I also skipped over telling you that I then moved on to watch A Pictured Purpose. She is an Australian creator who does a lot of, well, all of her content is colouring page based, and her pages are absolutely stunning. I mean, they're complete next level, and a lot of the things that I've picked up from her, so well worth a watch if you like that sort of content. Back to what I'm doing here again. Enme acrylic markers, they are direct flow acrylic markers, so if you shake them you can hear the little metallic ball bearing shaking up and down. That's mixing the paint as you shake it. If you shake your acrylic marker and it doesn't do that, then it's a cotton core marker and you don't need to shake it. If you can hear it rattle when you shake it, you should be shaking it. If you can't, then you shouldn't. So yeah, and I am now glitter Poscas. My glitter Posca pens, I tell you what, I bought these in a set of 20 pens for £10, I think it was, and those glitter Poscas are just so glittery. The camera doesn't do them justice. By this point on this page, I am reaching for things to try and do to make it better and more visually interesting, hence the glitter. I have gone in and put some pale pastel dots in and around the wand to help with the glowy effect and kind of give it a bit more depth. I'm now going in with a white gel pen to do the same thing. What I ultimately decide after 85 minutes is to just spray it to seal in the pastels. So I use hairspray to seal my pastels because you don't need a fancy sealant. The only time you'd need a fancy sealant for pastels is if you're going to sell the work. And there you see, there's no bleed through. It's fine. Yeah. Other than that, hairspray works just fine. And that's the final page. I then went and walked the dog and came back and decided it was done. So it turned out to be 92 1-minute pages, as you can see here. Very poor quality. One 10-minute page, very mediocre. And then a 95-minute page, which I am pleasantly surprised with and impressed with. I like the glowy effect I got on that. I like the highlights. I like how it came out. Thank you ever so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment below. Have a great week and bye bye.